Alright, what's up there guys, this is Cob, and welcome to a video centered around Destruction Warlocks in WoW Legion. Now, it's been a while, since I've touched on Legion at all, actually. There's just been very few updates that have interested me. I've just sort of been waiting for Destro, it's taking forever. Blizzard spinning off the whole line, always saving the best for last, with Destro Lux being the only unreleased class and spec combination on the entire alpha right now. So it's getting a little bit sad. I'm getting a little bit anxious now. I don't know quite what to expect. I mean, I suppose they've got to say that they're saving the best for last. They can't exactly come over and say, well, why is Destro taking so long to come out? Is there something wrong with the spec? Is it this or that? Oh no, we're saving the best for last. They're not going to say, well, we don't have a fucking clue what we're doing, to be honest, so, yeah, we're saving the shittest for last, or something like that, they've kind of got to say they're saving the best for last, so, a lot of people asking me what I think about that. I don't really think anything about that, I just think that they were always going to say something like that. So anyway, in this video we're going to be talking a lot about Destro and Legion. A lot of questions have been coming in from you guys, as well as, what do I think about Destro being the last spec out? Do I think Destro is going to be viable? What do I think about Destro on the Legion Alpha? A lot of the time I'm resorting to the answers like, I really don't know yet, we've just got to wait and see. I don't want to make too many judgments until the spec is actually playable and all this kind of stuff. But in this video, we're going to go ahead and just speculate. We're going to try and make some predictions. We're going to blast through all of the regular talents, the artifact talents, and the PvP talents. We're just going to go through everything really quickly. And as we go past what I think is going to be a key spell or a key ability, or something that seems really fun, because that's all I want, mate. I don't care about the spec being strong. I just want it to be fun for the sake of fuck, We're just going to hone in on that. We're going to hone in on that, talk about it a little bit, and just try and theorize what Destro might be like to play in Legion. Hopefully in the process of doing so, I'm going to eliminate every single question people have, because like I say, the questions have been coming in a lot, and it's about time I just made a video like this, just talking a hell of a lot about the spec, giving as much information as I can, giving as many thoughts as I can. I'm not an authority on Destro. I've logged into my main on my Warlock once in the past 2 months or something, and I was in Ashran for an hour and a half, just getting a free piece of gear, because that's the World of Warcraft that we play now, I'm not an authority on Destro. Like I say, all I care about is the spec being fun. I'm not going to sit here and analyze it this might be viable in PvE or PvP, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try and come up with a cookie cutter build. I just want something that's fucking awesome to play. So anyways, as you can see here, hopefully my mouse is showing on screen right now. I think I remember to do that setting on the recorder. Before we do anything, I actually just want to check out, hopefully I remember to shrink the camera at this point. I just want to check out the basic abilities right now. We have a couple of passives. Oh, these have the wrong icons as well. You see here, Incinerate. I mouse over it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, now it's got the right icon, but the mini icon is an unstable affliction for some reason. Make of that what you will. But I want to hone in on some of these passives for Destruction Warlocks. I want to check out this one in particular, actually. It's the very first one on the list. This one I think is actually really fucking interesting, and it's going to tie into what I think could be the overall playstyle for Destro. This is a really key passive to hone in on. Haste reduces the cooldown of Conflagrate and Havoc. Forget the Havoc bit. All we care about here is the reduced cooldown on Conflag. We stack what's Conflagrate's cooldown? Is it 12 seconds still? Is it still 12 seconds? Yeah, okay. 12-second recharge. 2 charges of that shit. That means if we have 20% haste, we're looking at what? Is that 2.5 second reduced cooldown or something like that? That's another thing, actually. I just want to make a point that I think that haste is probably going to be the go-to stat for us in Legion. That's nice to know. Haste makes things feel smooth. When your class is built around haste, it just feels nicer to play. And that's all we want, really, right? So this talent, it's going to help out with that. It helps our haste synergy. It's actually really important as well. Haste reduces the cooldown of Conflag. If you actually check out Conflagrate further down, it's key to notice Conflagrate has the fear icon, as you can see down here. But whatever. Conflagrate actually generates as 1 soul shard. That's pretty fucking good, and that's something that it keeps on slipping my mind. I'm thinking, shit, we're gonna have to be spamming immolates all over the place and getting lucky crits on the immolate ticks and all this stupidity just to try and get our soul shards. No, man, Conflagrate is actually gonna generate us 1 whole soul shard. That's really good to know, and it definitely makes stacking haste, to get the most out of chaotic energy over here. It makes stacking haste all the more worth it. Conflagrate isn't just like a bunch of damage and a slow anymore. It's going to be helping us out a shit ton. And if we scroll down just a little bit more, got this last one here. I just want to talk about this mastery a little bit. See, I'm not going over everything. I just kind of want to hone in on things that I think are interesting. Mastery, Chaotic Energies. This is the new Destro mastery. I think I've talked about this a little bit before. I actually sort of like it. Mastery definitely won't be our stat priority anymore, but your destruction spells deal up to 24% additional damage. That's just as a baseline. You can stack it to higher than that, I'd imagine. A lot higher than that. Randomly. So if you have like 30% additional damage on your mastery, you might get 1% bonus damage. You might get the full 30% bonus damage. Excuse me. On like every single cast. So I lob out a Chaos Bolt. One time it might crit 1,000,000. Next time I cast it, it might crit 700k. You know what I mean? That's kind of... It's just weird as hell, but I sort of like it. It sort of does... It tickles a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I sort of don't mind it. You also take up to 5.3% reduced damage randomly as well. So, certain hits, you're going to tank them like a boss if you stack a load of mastery. Certain hits are just going to cut straight through you, and they're going to get like 0% mitigation, theoretically. So, a little bit random, a little bit weird. A lot of people don't like it. I actually sort of like this new mastery, just to answer that question. A lot of people asking about the mastery. There it is. But anyways, back to the core thread that we've got going here. Conflagrate generates an Ember. Chaotic Energy. Haste reduces the cooldown of Conflag and Havoc. Most importantly, Conflag. Let's check out the talents right now. Casting Conflagrate reduces the cast time of Incinerating Chaos Ball by 30%. Now, I don't think that backdraft is pickable here. I think it's all about Shadow Burn. Let me move that over a little bit. Blast the target for a bunch of spell power. Shadow damage. Generates 2 soul shards if the target dies within 5 seconds. That's kind of unimportant in PvP. Shadow Burn won't be used as a finisher anymore. It's more just like a big meatball-headed conflag. If you know what I mean. It's something like that. Most importantly, it costs 1 soul shard, and it doesn't actually appear to have a cooldown. And I actually find that's so interesting. That's so interesting. I don't know if they're going to add a cooldown. They might add a cooldown and render everything I'm about to say completely innate, if that's the right word. But the damn thing doesn't have a cooldown right now. The damn thing doesn't have a cooldown. So if you have 5 soul shards, you can just lob out 5 shadow burns, just mashing the button, you know, and do a shit ton of damage to somebody. We don't know how much damage it's actually going to do. Again, it might do like tickle damage. It might just be like the new Fell Flame that costs a soul shard to use. But there it is. That could be extremely powerful. Let's pick up Shadow Burn here. On this tier, I would have originally went for Mana Tap. Consumes 40% of your current mana to grant what used to be 20% increased damage over 20 seconds. They nerfed it. Oh, was it 15%? They reduced it down to 10%. I don't actually like that anymore. I think 10% is almost nothing. I'd much rather go for Reverse Entropy, I think. Reduces the cast time of Chaos Bolt and Rough by 0.5 seconds. And they restore 35% of your maximum mana. I don't know how important the mana regeneration is going to be, but the reduced Chaos Bolt cast time could be really, really nice. Especially if we're stacking additional haste as well. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but for now, I'm just going to plop it in Reverse Entropy. Mana Tap could easily be a very, very powerful alternative, though. Next up here, we actually have... Is this new? Is Demon Skin new? It's been that long since I've checked up on these. Sorry if some of these are new and I'm going over them again, but Mortal Coil, Shadow Fury. Shadow Fury now has a 1.5 second cast time. Fuck Shadow Fury, man. They murdered that spell. Mortal Coil, I don't like it, but I was thinking that this is the one that we should go. Demon Skin, though, is really good as well. Check this. Your Soul Leech Absorption now passively recharges at a rate of 1% max health every 1 second, and now may absorb up to 20% of your max health. So this made me think, what the fuck is it talking? Soul Leech? We don't have to spec into that anymore? Look at this. Scroll down here. We don't see it, right? We don't see it. All spells. I hadn't even noticed this shit. We get Soul Leech passively. We just get Soul Leech passively. All single target damage done by you and your minions grants you, you and your pet, shadowy shields that absorb 15% of the damage dealt for 15 seconds. So if you crit someone for 1,000,000 Chaos Bolt, you'll get 150k shield. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice, right? At least to have as a passive. It really sucked when this was a talent, but as a passive, that's pretty nice. And Demon Skin's good as well. Just think about it like this. Soul Leech Absorption passively ticks for 1% of your max health every 1 second. That's basically like healing 1% of your health every second. Just forever. While you're in combat, while you're stun locked, it's almost like a permanent hot. This is actually really good. It just sucks that it's on the same tier as Mortal Coil, which we're probably going to have to go because we don't actually have any fucking instant CCs anymore. All we really have is our hardcast fear, you know. So I think that we're going to have to still go Mortal Coil. Demon Skin though, really interesting. Definitely want to keep our eyes on. And I might be wrong about this. Demon Skin, that's fucking awesome. That's really, really good actually. At least I think that's really, really good. Mortal Coil though is pretty fucking awesome as well. At least compared to Shadow Fury. Oh my god, what did they do to you, Shadow Fury? Please. Anyway, next tier, this one's pretty straightforward, I think. Eradication, Chaos Bolt increases the damage you deal to the target by 12%. Blah, blah, blah. Bear in mind that we're going to be going Haste here. It's really important to remember this whole, you know, we want to be spamming out Conflagrates with Chaotic Energy because Haste reduces the cooldown, and Conflagrate's going to build the Soul Shards, which means we can spam more Shadow Burns. So Haste is really, really key to all of these. Cataclysm's still useless. Soul Harvest or Eradication, that's really interesting. Soul Harvest is only a what? It's channeled. I think you only channel it for like 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds to get 5 Soul Shards. And if we can just throw all of those out with instant Shadowburns, if Shadowburn damage is good, I'm going to be an optimist and say that Shadowburn damage is going to be good. Soul Harvest could be really good. Like, just imagine lobbing out a bunch of Shadowburns and Conflags, then you Mortal Coil somebody and cast a Soul Harvest, then you got 5 more Shadowburns to just go, just like mash that button again. That could be sick. That could be really, really good. So I'm going to be an optimist and go with this. If not, Eradication's really nice. Right here, fuck Burning Rush, Dark Pact, Demonic Circle. This one is really, really hard. This one's not quite as easy a pick. I'll probably say Demonic Circle because fuck it, it's the most fun. I don't give a damn. Demonic Circle's a lot more fun than Dark Pact. It just sucks that they made it a talent. Fuck that shit. But anyway, the Grimoire tier. Again, not really going to know which one's best until we get it tested. I'm just going to Grimoire Sacrifice right now because that's what we go for at the moment. But Supremacy or Service could both be good. And right here in the 100 tier, another really interesting talent. And one that when I first read this, Soul Conduit, I first read this shit and I underestimated it. You know, I just kind of brushed it off like, man, that's shit. That sounds like a PvE talent, you know what I mean? Every Soul Shard that you spend, not just Chaos Balls, Shadowburns as well, has a 30% chance to be instantly refunded. That means that if you have 5 Soul Shards, and you spam out 5 Shadowburns in a row, chances are you're going to get at least 1, maybe 2 of those Soul Shards back immediately, like immediately refunded. So you can theoretically spam out like 7 Shadowburns if this doesn't have a cooldown. Even if it does have a short cooldown, honestly, Shadowburn will still be really, really good. And probably still better than Backdraft, but there it is, man. Soul Conduit could be fucking awesome. And I, for one, I'm not a big fan of Wreak Havoc or Channel Demon Fire either. Soul Conduit, I'm looking forward to trying this. So right now, just based around what we got going on here, right? Again, Haste reducing the cooldown of Conflag. Let's say we stack like 20% Haste. We're going to have like a 10-second cooldown on Conflag. We spamming out Conflags, we spamming Shadowburns, we're kind of running around, we've got some mobility. Our damage is based around instant cast spells, but we can still get off quick cast Chaos Bolts if we really need to. We've got Mortal Coil for a bit of CC. Again, instant cast. You know what I'm saying? We've got the Demonic Circle, it helps with our mobility. This is potentially the best shot that we've got at like a mobile Destro, you know what I mean? Like constantly regenning Soul Shards and constantly making use of Shadowburn and Conflag, being on the move as much as possible, you know? And this is nice. This is nice to think of for me. I was really, really sad until I looked over all these talents again yesterday and just theory crafted for a little bit. I was thinking that Destro was looking like shit, man. I was like, oh god. Everyone's going to be so hyped when Legion comes out in the alpha and they're going to be like, oh, Destro's up, make a video, like, I'm going to make a video, like, yeah, shit, sorry guys. Hopefully now, we can actually make a decent video, you know, following this kind of spec. Let's move on to the artifact talents and see how they impact the spec as well. Right now, before we get into these, I'm just going to quickly go over, like, all of these. Some of them I'm just going to skip because they're just shit. Dimensional Rift, rip a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. Ooh, that's saucy, that's different, isn't it? So this used to just be your spells have a chance of punching holes in time and space or something like that, and it didn't really tell us what they do. It just said beneficial portals. It was like, what the hell's that, you know? Do we still have that? No, we don't even have that anymore. Okay, they did completely change this, so... Dimensional Rift is a 1.5 second cast. Rip a hole in time and space. It seems like you just create a turret out of a portal, basically. What, is it going to shoot shadow bolts at them? It's going to shoot, like, little lasers at them. It just says it damages the target. Maybe it, like, kind of duplicates the damage that you do. Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? Like, you cast a Chaos Bolt, and then a second after you cast it, it shoots out, like, a mini version of every spell that you've used. Or something like that. That could be kind of cool. I don't know how this is going to operate. I'm just guessing here, essentially. But it sounds interesting. 1.5 second cast. If you're a haste build, this might be down to, like, a 1.2 second cast or something if you stack up a lot of haste. Pretty fucking good. Moving down a little bit, Flames of the Pit increases fire damage dealt by 6%. Sort of meh. Burning Hunger increases the crit chance of Immolate. Nice for Soul Shard generation, I guess, but still kind of meh. Chaos Bolt has a chance to refund a Soul Shard. Meh. A lot of them are just sort of like, it's sort of just like leveling perks, a lot of them. Residual Flames increases the damage of Immolate by 10%. Again, a little bit meh-y. Devourer of Life, empowers drained life. Planeswalker. Now, this is something that a lot of people have been asking me about. Using your Demonic Gateway will heal you for 50% of your maximum health. Do I like this? Do I think that it's cool? Do I think that it's going to help us out a lot? Do I think it's OP, even? I think it's shit, personally speaking. I mean, it's not shit as in it's not going to work or whatever. Like, fair enough, it's going to help us out a lot in Arena. Like, we're getting trained down, our healer's in a CC. We jump in the gateway because we just happen to be standing next to it, you know. Use the gateway, heal up, we survive. We survive while our healer's in CC if we're in Arena, for example. However, I don't like the idea of dueling people and having to put down a Demonic Gateway to get this 50% heal. I don't like the idea of being in a battleground and getting jumped by a rogue and thinking, oh no, I didn't get down the Demonic Gateway, you know, I'm not going to get the heal. So you got like a rogue and a feral fucking, you know what I mean, just destroying your life. And all you're thinking is, if only I had a gateway up right now. That's a terrible thing. I don't like it at all. Even in Arena, I mean, think about it. Like, your healer's in a CC, an RMP or something like swaps on your ass, gets you in the kidney, you're in a smoke bomb. The portal's like 10 yards away, you're on fucking crippling poison on you, you're getting slowed off the mage. It's like, oh, like, what are you gonna do? Waddle to the gateway? An RMP can kill you like 3 times. Before you can walk fucking 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? To try and get this heal from the gateway. I think that it's really awkward. I think it's poorly designed. I don't like this one bit, man. I don't like this one bit. Why couldn't we have, like, something, I don't know, some kind of, not like a Chaos Bolt kind of damage, but, you know, you shoot out, like, a big blob of damage. Almost like a Mortal Coil, like a 2-minute cooldown Mortal Coil. Only it doesn't really horror them. You just shoot out a big blob of damage. Then after like a 2-second delay, the damage that spell dealt, like, goes back into you and heals you up or something, you know. Something that's like aggressive, and like steals the health from an opponent. Why would a gateway heal you when you go through it? You know what I mean? Dip your head through the gateway a little bit. Oh, I feel better now. It's just stupid. It's awkward. I don't like it. Whatever, we're gonna have to go for it because it's strong. Anyway, next up here we have Conflagration of Chaos. Isn't that interesting? Imagine, like, chaos, a physical thing called chaos being conflagrated. I think that's a very interesting artifact talent name, but there you go. Conflagrate has a chance to make your next Conflagrate guaranteed to crit. It's like Hot Streak for Fire Mages. Is it like Hot Streak for Fire Mages? It's been a long time since I played Fire Mage, alright, sorry. Critical strike chance will increase the crit strike damage of the empowered conflag. So the more crit you have, the more damage our guaranteed conflag crits will do. It's a bit of a spaghettified little description here that we've got going on, but basically makes conflagrate better. That's all we need to know, and that's good for our haste build. Why? Because our haste build reduces the cooldown of conflagrate, so we can get more use out of this lovely little talent here. There you go. You see it all coming together? You see how all this shit works together? Sort of. Alright, anyway, moving down a little bit. Let's go this way first. Eternal Struggle. After casting a life tap, this one's good. After casting life tap, you take 10% less damage for 6 seconds. 3 points in there. You can get 30% damage reduction. A mini shield wall for 6 seconds after spending 10% of your health on a life tap. That's extremely fucking good. If you can use that like a rogue would use feint, like you predict a swap coming in, or you see a rogue running towards you and go in stealth, you just hit the life tap before he opens, you mitigate a bunch of damage, you know, that's really, really nice. And hell, it's a lot less shit to manage than just constantly spamming an ember tap button, you know, it's a lot nicer than that. I haven't commented on that actually that much, but I'm so glad that Charred Remains is gone. Oh my god. And the fact that Blizzard said that Destro isn't getting changed that much, and they removed Charred Remains, do they even realize the huge, sweeping impact that that's going to have on the spec? I don't think that they realize that shit. Removing that one talent changes everything. And yet they seem to think that it's not getting changed that much. A little bit scary, but whatever. What's this one anyway? Demonic Durability reduces the cooldown of unending resolve by 30 seconds. Nice, all good. Increases the damage dealt by Incinerate. Decent. Increases the crit strike damage of Chaos Bolt. Increased Chaos Bolt damage. Last one here. Dimension Ripper. Incinerate has a 15% chance to reduce the recharge time of Dimensional Rift by 45 seconds. So every Incinerate you do has a 15% chance to knock half of the cooldown off of Dimensional Rift. So this one's a little bit hard to judge how good it is. It really depends how good Dimensional Rift is. If Dimensional Rift is really good, I mean, what's the cooldown on this? Wait a minute, it's not even got a cooldown. It's got 3 charges. Why did I think it had a 3-minute cooldown earlier? I must have misread that. See, I only sort of brushed over these. It actually has 3 charges. So you can spam out 3 Dimensional Rifts and just kind of say, come at me to people, and all the Dimensional Rifts are just like, just piling on whoever like jumps on you, you know? That's pretty fucking cool, right? There's like turrets, I guess. Alright, I'd like to see a lower cast time if it's going to have 3 charges. But hey, it's still pretty cool. So Dimension Ripper essentially synergizes directly with Dimensional Rift. Pretty decent, depends how good Dimensional Rift is. Right here we've got Fire in the Flames, reduces the cast time of Incinerate by 5%. So we're going to have, what, 10%? 10% reduced cast time on Incinerate with 3 points. That means Incinerate will be 1.8 second base cast time. Haste, yeah, like add haste rating onto that. 1.4, 1.5 second base cast time. If you go for Backdraft, you can probably get it down to like a second cast time. Pretty good, but we're probably going to be going for Shadowban. I don't know, it's still decent. Fire from the Sky, Rain of Fire deals additional damage. Yeah, brilliant. We all want that. Increases the damage dealt by Imp's Firebolt by 15%. Not really that amazing for PvP. Lord of Flames. A lot of people asking me what I think about this as well. And I'm very, very skeptical. Your Rain of Fire now summons an Infernal. That can't be as cool as it sounds, right? The Infernal's not going to stun them, is it? Nah. The Infernal won't stun them. It'll plop down. Probably midway through the cast. Midway through the channel. We don't just drop down Rain of Fires anymore. It's a channel spell again in Legion. And it'll just kind of wander around, you know, break some CC if you're not careful in Arena. And I just don't think it's going to be that good. Infernals don't do much damage anyway, to my experience. Maybe they'll scale it correctly in Legion. I don't know, but I'm not that impressed by this. I like surprises, however. So anyway, yeah, it's the artifact talents. We've got some interesting ones. And that just leaves us with the PvP talents left to go. So, and right here on the PvP talent calculator, this is what really brings it together, guys, right? We spam in Conflagrates. We spam in Shadow Flames. What do we go for to make that even better? Gladiator's Medallion, Adaptation, Relentless. Honestly, Adaptation it's gotten better. They've buffed that up a little bit. Still think Gladiator's Medallion is probably going to be the way to go. Get that ad bit off the bottom of my screen. Second tier right here, Train of Thought, Initiation. I think Train of Thought and Initiation really suck. Mind Quickness increases haste by 6%. Really good for what we're going for. Essentially reduces the cooldown of Conflag by 6%. Fucking perfect, you know. The more instants that we have, the better off we're going to be. In my opinion, Curse of Fragility is the only fucking curse here worth going for. Reduces the target's health by 20% for 10 seconds. If you do that as your basting on them, this one button, Curse of Fragility, essentially just deals 20% of their health as damage instantly. awesome. I mean, it wears off after 10 seconds, but if you get the kill in that 10 seconds, it doesn't matter anyway, you know? It was basically 20% of their health as damage in one click, so extremely good. On this tier, bit of a cause for debate. Demon Skin is actually really good. Spellstone I like. However, when you use Healthstone, it dispels all harmful magic, diseases, and poisons. I don't like that part of it. I don't like the idea of having to use my Healthstone just to dispel some magic off myself. I don't know. Netherward surrounds the caster with a shield that lasts 5 seconds, reflecting all harmful spells cast on you. Really like Netherward. Probably gonna pick that up. It sounds like the most fun. That's what we're all about. You know, I'm not really going for what I necessarily think is viable here. As long as something appears fun, we'll just fucking pick it, alright? Demon Skin. You gain 20% of your total health in a permanent physical damage absorption shield. This absorption shield slowly regenerates over time. This is really good. I think Netherward will probably be better. Especially if, you know, you get really used to using Netherward. You can reflect things like cyclones and polymorphs and even, you know, like a mage shatter combo or something. You trinket his deep freeze as he's charging up all this shit. Mages still have deep freeze, right? Fuck knows. But you know what I mean? You can use Netherward really creatively and make some epic plays with it, so hell. Netherward is Incineration. Incinerate refreshes the duration of Immolate. Crap. Soul Siphon. When you have Unstable Affliction active on 2 or more targets. Wait, what? This is an Affliction talent that for some reason is on the Destro PvP talents. We'll go for Fellfisher. Chaos Ball creates an eruption of Fellfire under the target, dealing shadow damage every 1 second, and reducing all healing received by 50% for 10 seconds. Pretty sick. And on the final tier here, it all just comes together. Spamming Shadow Burns, spamming Conflags. You know, we've got like Soul Harvest. We have all these things to keep our Soul Shards flowing. Firestone really just adds to that. Restores 2 Soul Shards instantly. Only a 45-second cooldown. Really good. And increases your spell crit strike chance by 100% for 7 seconds. That means that if you just run into a fight, you have 1 Soul Shard already built up, like 1 Welfare Soul Shard if you want to call it that. You run in, Conflag twice, right? That puts you up to 3. Firestone up to 5. 100% crit chance on 5 Shadow Burns in a row. That's fucking awesome, right? I mean, that's awesome. That's so good. Again, I don't know whether Shadowburn is going to have a cooldown when Destro actually goes live. We'll just have to wait and see. But again, I'd argue even if it does, it's still probably going to be better than Backdraft. But this is a really, really good last talent. And I think that just all these things combined, I just think that stacking haste, you know, Soul Conduit as well, that's something that I keep on forgetting about. Every Soul Shard you spend, 30% chance to be refunded. That's shockingly good the more I think about it. Especially if we're just able to spam out Shadowburns. And I know the spec is going to rely a lot on Shadowburn not having a cooldown, but I just want to have hope, alright? Like, the same problems are going to exist, okay? If a melee gets all up on us and we're just getting destroyed off him and we just can't outdamage him, he's kicking our CCs, he's this, he's that, we're still going to really struggle to kite him. We can't really get them off us. But at least when it comes to doing damage, we should be able to actually have fun, right? Tell me I'm right. I just want I just want this to work out. See, this could be really, really good. This could be really, really good. Not to say that everything that's just fucking wrong with the game is not going to continue pissing me off, and you know what I'm saying? I've moved away from World of Warcraft a lot, over like the past fucking 4 or 5 months or something like that. Moved away from the game a lot, and it's not because Destro is weak. Destro is not fun to play, that's added to it, it's played a part, but that's not the main reason at all. But if Destro was fun again, it would help. It would help. I haven't logged into my fucking Destro in like 2 months, like I said earlier on in the video. But if we could get a spec like this working, with all the haste and all the instant casts, and fair enough, we might just get one-shotted if like a feral gets on us, or you know what I'm saying? Or maybe we'll have to go like Grimar Supremacy for the counterspell, so we don't just get ran over by casters. Little things like that can change with the spec, but the general idea of just stacking haste, Conflags, Shadowburns. I mean, I'm missing something else actually. I got a little notepad on this. Alright, no, that's about it. That's about it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, Do you guys see any other viable specs here? All of the talent calculators and stuff, you can just go on MMO Champion, scroll down till you see like a Warlock change or a Warlock post, and all the links are there to all these talent calculators and stuff like that. See what you guys think. I think that this could be a pretty decent spec. It actually makes me a little bit more excited for Destro to come out, because initially I was just sort of dreading it. I was like, well, not dreading it, but I was dreading the idea of making a video and just being disappointed, which might still happen. I'm going to be completely fucking honest with you. I'm always really honest with you guys when it comes to giving, you know, class feedback or whatever. I've enjoyed most of the classes so far. I had my worries about demonology. Tried it in PvP. Those worries were confirmed. I don't like demonology at all in PvP. I think that it sucks. If Destro sucks, you know what I mean. We can't just beat around the bush. We just gotta be honest about it, confront it, say that it's shit, and just try and work from there. I don't know. But like I say, I do hope that the spec works out. It seems pretty interesting, seems pretty fun. Hope that you guys are excited about the idea of it as well. I'm not sure if you... I mean, you're going to still have to stuff in some immolates and some incinerates and stuff like that to kind of fill out the times where Conflag is just on cooldown and there's nothing you can do about it and you're just out of soul shards. But, I don't know, it seems nice. It's got me a little bit excited. Hopefully you guys like the looks of it as well. Anyways, lob any questions that you go for us about the Legion Alpha down below in the comments. I'll try and answer them, because I just give them like my views on everything in this video. I feel like I've covered every single base. Maybe I've missed something. I probably have. So if you guys have any more questions, put them down in the comments. I'll try and answer them. At least for the first couple of days that this video is out, get your questions in there. I'll try and monitor the comments a lot. I'll try and answer them, you know, relatively quickly. No promises that will be answered instantly. I will probably be playing Dark Souls 3 by the time this video is out. But that is what it is. Like I said, I hope I answered most questions. I hope this is just cleared things up. Let you guys know what's going on in my head about Destro and Legion as a whole. I hope that the spec comes out soon. I hope that I can bring you guys some gameplay soon. And we can confirm whether or not the spec is looking like a viable option, a viable route for us to go down. Yeah, in the new expansion, you know. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, I won't say the insights. It's not really insights. It's more just speculation and rambling. But it is what it is. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have an awesome day now. I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later. He's going to kill me! He was so ready. He was so ready there to get me. Oh my god. I'm alive again.